Hello, everybody. The Warm here, back again with the Somnium Files. We are currently in an abandoned chemical factory in the Kawasaki district. We have Date, Aiba, and Hitomi here. She brought us here because she wouldn't tell us, so we had to trust she'd bring us here. And before I move on, I want to mention something. I was saying I was confused about knowing whether or not the machine gouges out, the prototype machine gouging out people's eyes. And I went back to just my session where I did that. And there was a scene that at the time I just don't think I either wasn't paying enough attention, or it did not hit me what I was looking at. And while Date, it's right when Date, excuse me, Iris collapses. Date resolves ourselves to sync with her, and Aiba tells us to get the manual. And we find the manual, and Date reads the manual, and it's its own scene where Date reads the manual, and then he has this exclamation where he says, I can't remember what exactly he says, but he's surprised by something. And I did not really notice or really fully appreciate what he does next, which after he makes this exclamation, he walks over to Iris and then reaches his hand towards her face. And I think it's not direct confirmation, of course, because we don't actually see it, but I think that's as pretty much close as you're going to get for a confirmation that, yes, he takes out her left eye in order to sync with her. So the whole time, for a while I've been, wishing I could get that confirmed, and I think it's pretty much confirmed. Because he reaches over towards her face, and then it cuts to black, and then skips ahead to where Date is now seated in a chair. So, and obviously, since his left eye is Aiba, and we saw Aiba out of his eye socket, I think that also lends credence to that idea. So, I think you can probably go back with confidence and say everyone who's had their left eye pulled out has been victim to whatever this syncing shenanigans are. So, Renju, Shoko, Iris. In these timelines over here, those are the ones that get synced with. To what end? I'm not entirely sure. Because if we go with my thought that 89 and the original Cyclops Killer switched, then the original Cyclops Killer is still he's in Fuchu prison. So is he orchestrating all these events from within prison? We know Shoko was visiting him, but it's not like Shoko was able to get him released, go to the sync machine with him, use it, and then 89 came back to prison. So what was the whole deal here? Basically, I still don't understand the overarching motives for Shoko, for 89, who I think might be the original Cyclops Killer, For Renju, I'm not sure. Like, why is he running around doing all this sort of stuff? Or who was it that was involved in stealing the prototype machine in the first place? Yeah. Well, maybe we'll find out. Maybe we'll start finding out some of the deep behind the scenes stuff now. Okay. And Date says he knows this place. How so, Date?
It's the chemical plant that closed 8 years ago.
I knew that. How did I know that? The corners of my mind were aching. He didn't have this reaction in the Iris route.
Date, I'm sorry, but this is going to be bad.
What happened?
Someone has begun to access my stored memory.
Uh-oh. What does that mean? From where? How?
They are attempting to wipe all the data.
But aren't you connected to the Wadjet system and restored, like, on the cloud? How does this work?
Everything I have accumulated over the last 5 years.
But surely there's backups of you, right? Well, I'm not I don't know much about AI and things of this nature now, so I don't know about the future or near future.
Including backups.
Okay, there we go, including backups. So, is it Pewter?
Pewter.
Yeah.
Is Pewter doing this?
Almost definitely.
You scumbag. How dare you?
He does have admin rights. I summoned some ice, but that will only buy time. I have 4 hours at the most.
Wow.
After my ice is broken, Peter will be able to access Wadjet, my core programming. He would be able to destroy my mind.
Why?
It must be related to the orders they are receiving from the top. The higher-ups clearly see you as a threat, Date. They are attempting to limit your power by removing you from the occasion. I suppose their motivation hardly matters now. The most important thing now is finding Iris and bringing her to Abyss within 4 hours, or else I will cease to exist.
Date? What's wrong?
We gotta get a move on.
Nothing. Just...
All right. Now you know. So get moving. I'm counting on you, Date.
4 hours? It's fine. That should be plenty of time. I gripped my revolver and got moving.
I'll go in first.
I do appear to be recording. Good, okay. Here we go.
You wait here.
Okay.
Oh,
Is
is that Renju? Oh boy.
Renju?
Hello. What? Case remains unsolved. What? Wow. Okay. Was not expecting that, but okay. Well, Renju got whacked. Well, in particular, he was synced with. But again, to what end? Did 89 do that? Why? 89 still has his left eye. And who did he do it with? Iris? Which could have very dire consequences indeed, if that's the case. But what is going on? I guess we're going over here, so I have to reset. What happened in this route here? Okay, so no phone in this one. Managed to cure. Date was the one who cured her aphonia. Renju got murdered, or probably synced with, and then was taken to Sunfish Pocket. Then we took her in, synced with her. This was the route with, I think we saw the original Cyclops killings in her Somnium. And then we got tased. And then I believe in this one, Iris and Ota die. Then we get 89. Somnium with him. Then we go back. We see Boss kill So, who has apparently been synced with. Now we're here, I guess. Okay. So I guess we're doing this. I guess we're just doing it. Oh, wait. Whoa. Let's do it. Yeah. Let's find out what in the world's going on. So we just saw the video, right?
Guys.
Sosajima.
And she's there. They're at the place. They're in the chemical warehouse in Kawasaki district.
Boss? What's going on here?
I'm trying to think. So someone had to sync with So. Presumably they used the prototype sync machine. That's why So's missing his left eye. I'm wondering if Boss was basically synced with So, but her left eye is still intact there. I guess I need more details. Like, remember we got that story from Oda, or was it Aiba who told us after Oda told his story that you could pull your eye out, like dislocate your eye, and then put it back in, and you'd be relatively fine as long as the vessels were damaged. Is that a possibility here, or does the eye have to be removed completely? It feels like it has to be removed completely, since that is what we've seen so far with all the people that have been synced with. So, how are they getting around that? Unless there was another person there? I can't quite remember. What happened with 89 after the sync in this, after we did his Somnium in this timeline? Is he still around? What did we do with him?
Why did Boss kill So?
Well, here's the horrifying thing. Again, I'm not sure how they got around the eye thing. The left eye thing. But there is, I think, a non-zero possibility here that either the boss or someone else, or I should say, So Seijima has taken either boss or someone else and maybe switched with them, possibly. Of course, the question is, say that's So Seijima in boss right there. Why are you implicating yourself by, unless whoever did this is intending to do it again? How many times can you do that? Are there side effects for doing it over and over? Could you sync and switch with someone and then sync and switch with someone again? What are the rules here? I basically, I want to know more details. If it is So who did it, presumably, I think one thing that can be guessed is that So has switched with someone. Why would he do that? Maybe he could feel he's forced to, or maybe he thinks he's gonna get caught because of what his son did and what happened with Manaka, and maybe he thinks he has to switch in order to, get out of this without, execution or prison or something. Does that follow at all, or no? It'll be pretty screwed up if that's the case. If So switched with someone and then killed that person in his body, that's gonna be, if that turns out to be what happened, that's pretty screwed up. Wait, I just had a weird thought. What if Shoko's maybe not the villain, but one of the villains? Like one of the big bads. Because Shoko was the first to die, right? But we know she was synced with. What if Shoko is running around as someone else? And the issue is, I don't know enough about her to know her motivations or wants, or well, obviously we know she was in a marriage with someone who apparently didn't love her and forced her to, well, I don't know if Renju forced her, but I hadn't thought of this before. Shoko. Maybe she's running around. But again, why? She has connections to the Kumakuras. Man, this is all so complicated now. It's so weird now that I can say Shoko Nadami is a suspect.
Shoko was killed around 5 p.m. Friday. What was Boss doing at that time?
Unknown.
What about Saturday, 8 p.m.?
The time Renju was killed? Similarly unknown.
Iris and Ota were killed at different times. I was watching the stream on the call with Boss.
Only the first few minutes. The polar bear had not yet appeared on stream. It is possible that she made the call from somewhere off camera.
Where was Boss's phone at the time? Check her cell records.
She did not call from a mobile phone. She used a PC. Using a VPN service, she could have accessed her Abyss PC from the warehouse and made the call.
So we're saying Boss is in the bear suit?
Boss is the new Cyclops killer?
I don't know, man. At this point, I'm saying it's the original Cyclops killer and Shoko Nadami teaming up or something. I don't know. I don't know.
Shoko, Renju, Iris, Ota, So. Boss killed them all?
The evidence makes that a likely possibility. So also had his left eye removed. Identical to Shoko, Renju, and Iris.
I don't think Boss is.
Date, I know where the boss is. I have picked up her GPS.
Where?
She is now at the Sagan residence.
Uh-oh.
Somewhere inside Hitomi's house.
That's really bad.
What?
We should probably send that video to everyone immediately, right? We're not just going to run there, right? We need to tell everyone that... Date? We're totally just running in there, aren't we? We should probably let everyone know that Boss, or perhaps whoever Boss is now, maybe or is certainly a murderer.
Hitomi! Hitomi!
Called for it, but there was no reply. I didn't see Boss either.
I'ma call Boss's phone.
On it.
In the kitchen.
The boss's phone.
Oh shit.
What, was this a trap or something? I guess it was.
Kaname Date, you were under arrest for murder.
What the hell?
Drop your weapon. Comply!
Aiba, you saved the video, right? Of Boss killing So, right?
Boss?
Just send an email to everyone at HQ of Boss shooting So right now. What, can't we do that?
Boss is the culprit. That woman right there is the new Cyclops killer. She's tricking you.
They are well trained. They did not even flinch.
Please, lower your weapons. You drop your guns, I'll drop mine.
Date, do you really think these officers will listen to you?
But what choice do I have? I didn't kill anyone. Please, believe me.
They are not listening to you.
Where's Hitomi?
I don't know. She was gone when I got here.
Why did you come here?
Why would I tell you? Are you kidding me?
You're the new Cyclops killer.
What? Why do you think that?
You put a gun to So's head and pulled the trigger. I saw it with my own eye.
And you... Date, why?
up! Shut up! Stop lying! I could ask you the same thing. You killed Shoko Nadami, didn't you?
That's ridiculous. What are you talking about?
Don't lie.
Fight. Well, unless we're gonna pull some wacky nonsense, then we'll win automatically. But this does not seem like that kind of situation.
This is going nowhere.
Are you going to fight?
I have no choice.
No, we should probably actually just surrender. And then Aiba, because you are my very intelligent partner who I trust with my life, you would obviously have saved that video. I mean, we just saw it. You will show that video to everyone and be able to prove it came from the boss's PC, won't you? Right? Please?
I recommend against it. You have 0 chance of winning a firefight.
Well then, what can I do?
Let me think.
Oh, we're doing the wacky nonsense. Here we go.
Date, what is that on the kitchen table? Could it be your favorite thing?
What?
The magazine.
You want me to look at a magazine now?
Just look.
Can't be.
Oh my goodness. It's real.
This is the stuff of legends. Only the most diehard fans have ever laid eyes on it.
Ugh.
Whoa! Limited edition! What?
Date, load Evolver with fireball bullets. Shoot at the cloud.
Why?
Just do as I say, and fast.
Alright. Looney Tunes it is then. Oh snap. Control up. Oh my goodness. Well, we win. We just won. Well, you're under arrest.
She is probably just unconscious. Her right shoulder and left leg suffered damage, but she will live.
A dust explosion, huh? Good thinking.
Thank you.
But you could have just had me throw the bag of flour.
That would have been too slow. To improve your reaction time, I had to improvise.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, let's have a look. Hey, this is just a cooking magazine.
A cooking magazine that knows how to advertise, I guess.
Boss is still unconscious.
Oh, hey, Pewter. It's funny. I guess you are on our side this time, aren't you? Because Renju got murdered. But yeah, we totally cleared this all up with the police, right? We showed everyone the video with So, right? We're not still on the lam.
However, her brainwaves are stable. Syncing with her shouldn't be an issue.
Where's 89?
I had him put back behind bars.
Okay, so yeah, I couldn't think. I'm pretty sure I was pretty sure I didn't remember him escaping or anything like that.
Nifuchu prison.
That's right. I couldn't keep him here.
Why are you so cooperative?
Because I know that the boss is my enemy. I got the video from Iba.
Thank you, Iba. My goodness.
I processed it and found that it showed no sign of tampering or editing, which means there can be no mistake. The boss shot and killed Sosejima after pulling out his left eye. That makes the odds of her being the culprit behind the other murders very high. Or maybe she had accomplices. Either way, she's a criminal.
This is kind of. Do you remember a few? I think during the one episode where I think it was where we were rescuing Iris with Moma, Oda, and Mizuki. I said something like the idea where in one timeline we could be enemies with a person, and then in another they could be our allies or something. This is kind of what I was talking about. You know, it's cool. It's like. It's cool because I can be sure he's being honest, because now I know his relationship with Renju, and so I can be sure when he says he's gonna back me up, I can believe it, because now I know why he acts the way he does. So the shifting, you know, between friends and enemies, it's kind of cool, in this sort of way. Yeah.
That's why I am cooperating with you, Special Agent Date. I want it as bad as you do. The truth.
How's boss?
She has broken her right shoulder, as well as the fibula of her left leg. But her brain is perfectly healthy. You can sync with her.
I'm really curious. Well, I mean, we might just get the answer here, you know? If it's still the boss or if it's someone else. Again, her left eye was never taken out. I mean, what possibilities are there? Either that trick where you could dislocate your eye. I don't know how reliable that would be. I mean, well, let's think. Date. Well, what if they had a false eye? Is that? I mean, that could be possible. Because Date, in a sense, has a false eye, that being Iba. And as we saw, when he was on the prototype sync machine, Iba just hopped out. So if someone had a false eye, they could do that. But the only issue with that is I don't think we've had any... Have we had any mention of that, or... We might have, and I just missed it. If there is a character in this game that has been mentioned to have a false eye, or maybe made a reference to it that I just didn't pick up, that would be crazy. That'd be really good foreshadowing of. Well, it doesn't even necessarily have to be the main culprit. It's just someone has to have a false eye, and then the culprit could make use of that. It could either be the culprit or someone making use of a particular body that has a false eye. I can't. What other way would there be? Date, I'm gonna need you to pull out her left eye. I need to see if it's real or fake. That's the only way I would be able to know for sure.
Date, talking to her would be pointless. You do know that, don't you?
Okay. Itomi hasn't been found. I have a bad feeling about this, but there's a good chance boss knows where she is. How would I get that information? Getting it to her head would definitely be the quickest way. That's why I brought her here. Let's do it, I guess.
Pewter, are the preparations done?
Ready anytime.
Let's get started.
I'm really curious what we're gonna see.
Date.
I know.
6 minutes.
6-minute time limit. I'll be back before time's up.
Well then, let's begin.
Alright, Pewter, even though you're cool with us this timeline, I'm still not forgiving you for trying to kill Iba right now. Will it be the chemical warehouse? Perhaps? It is, in fact, the chemical warehouse. I was correct. Is Hitomi there? I'm glad you know when to be serious, Iba.
Time to loosen up.
Do you always have to come in like that?
It is of the utmost importance.
At a time like this?
Times like this are perfect. Anyway, it appears to be an abandoned factory of some kind.
What could Boss be hiding here?
It's not necessarily the boss who's hiding something here.
Somnium scan. Activate.
Reveal the truth of the new Cyclops serial killings. Okay. Oh my goodness. Multiple floors? I'm nervous now.
A rusted metal door.
Okay.
A door that looks like the Anywhere door.
Open.
It appears to be locked. A rusted metal door.
Oh, there is a pick. Is it the ice pick? Okay, this is going to be important. Let's investigate. Oh, I thought we were
It is
investigating the
faint,
lock.
But I hear the sound of meat being pierced.
Well, that's not comforting.
Got a bad feeling about this.
Dang it, I thought investigating would be
A
to
rusted metal door.
investigate the lock. Let's try the subtle way first.
It is no use. The ice pick.
Okay. Well, I screwed up.
A rusted.
Break the lock with that.
Roger. I will try. It worked.
All right, open it.
Okay. So I think we are dealing with... Are we dealing with the original
Several
Cyclops
keys have
killer?
fallen.
He's always been... I feel like he's been consistently the guy who's the blue guy. The figure that doesn't have a face that we just saw. The one... Like, I feel like in other Somniums, like with Irises, with So's... remember when we saw Manaka get killed? It was... So was there, but then there was another figure that was indistinct. I feel like that's always sort of been the original Cyclops killer. The blue one. There was also a red one, which I thought at the time might be Iris, but I'm not sure now.
One of them must be the right one.
I do not have time to try all of them.
Hopefully there's some kind of sign.
So, is this saying... Okay, Shoko who died first. I guess, was she killed? Did she sync with Shoko Nadami first? And then... I have to... This is so confusing, because I have to think about them syncing, then switching. But that's weird. That would imply... What would that imply? Okay, hang on.
Indeed.
I need more. Shoko's body was killed by... Okay, I'm going to say what I think happened. Shoko's body, whoever was in it, was killed by the original Cyclops killer. And the original Cyclops killer was in a body. I just don't know which.
It's a key.
Oh my goodness.
It's a key. It's a key. It's a key. It's a key.
Let's do this one first, see if we can get rid of that timing.
Whoa!
Doesn't look like this is it.
It could be related to what we saw beyond the door.
Agent Date, you've got 5 minutes.
It's a key.
This one. With the ice pick.
Pick is next to this key. It appears to be correct.
That's what I said.
The tag is labeled A.
I was right. Give me some credit.
That must mean you can use this key for something labeled A.
Come on.
A door that... Perhaps we can use the key I just picked up.
Yeah, try that.
It opened. Odd. Isn't this the 3rd floor? What is going on here?
Looks like the floors are connected in a weird way.
Quite the troublesome dream.
So A goes from 3rd to 1st. Door B.
A door with...
Can I? No, the keys are gone. Okay.
A door...
Oh man. It's like, it's telling me it's a trap, but I still want to try it. Just kick it.
That might have been a little much.
It worked.
the second floor, but it is clearly not the door I just opened.
So B
It's
goes.
like a maze. I have to remember what door goes where.
Yeah. A goes first floor, third floor. B goes third floor, second floor. Oh no.
Doors.
Can I kick this one open?
That might have been a little much.
Oh, we're on the second floor again.
C goes from second floor to
We
second floor.
leave the second floor and come right back to it? This is confusing.
Got a shelf and a steel drum here. Ooh, look at this.
Agent Dante, you've got 4 minutes.
An oil drum.
Push it. No. Yes? Oh. That was not what I was expecting.
Oh,
Guess you should check that door.
I thought it was going to do something to do with those torsos, but
a rusted.
okay, never mind. Door E, door E. Two door E's, huh?
Door.
Where does this take me? If it takes me to the other door E right there, I will be disappointed. It does, okay.
Door E.
I could spare 10 seconds. Oh. Oh, I'm just stupid. I see.
A rust.
I see. I'm just dumb.
It does not appear to be locked.
And you use that E for the timing, yeah.
This again.
So we can't just grab one. We have to be careful.
So this is implying that on this timeline, I think it's the same person that killed all the people.
Door.
Okay. 8.
You have 3 minutes, Dante.
These are all times. Oh, is this a reference to something? Like when he was killed or something? Oh, I don't remember.
It's a key. The hands indicate 3/4.
No, wait. Don't I remember? It was like... It was around 8, wasn't it?
It's a key. The hands indicate.
Let's try this one.
Is this the correct answer?
Saturday night at 8.
Yes, I did remember. Yes. Because I remember like 9:30 with the elevator thing. Yeah.
is written on the tag. Let's go, Date. I will try the key.
Yeah, try it.
Next it's going to show us Iris, right?
It opened. This door too.
Control panel?
Rows of
I could spare a second.
This appears to be old. I believe this computer controls the factory's electronics. It appears to require a key to act.
I see.
A broken
Kick it. And don't give me negative timing.
It's just as I calculated.
You were surprised, admit it.
A rusted.
Yeah, we gotta
I
save
think
those.
I can open this door.
We gotta save those 1 second ones. Okay, so whoever was in the bear suit was it? I think it's the same person, and I think it's the original Cyclops killer.
This key has control panel
If
written on
it
the tag.
shows Sosagema in a blue figure, if it shows the blue figure shooting Sosagema, then we can be sure. Yep, it's the original Cyclops killer, and he's jumping between
Control
bodies.
panel? The one right there?
I mean, could it have been boss from the outset? That's the thing that's something I'm not sure about.
Rose.
Let's investigate.
Rose. There. Oh,
So?
I see. If we move the scaffold, a new route appears.
Okay, let's move it.
Oh, they say root.
Rose.
Hey, it got stuck.
This button is indeed the one needed to move the scaffold, but
Huh. It might be another
rows of
You have less than 2 minutes. Hurry.
Oh, how about that? Dream logic.
shrunk.
Rose.
Oh,
I see. Rose.
it extended.
Now we can use the route to door B. Door.
Now I need to get to B.
Door.
be?
Door beep. Door F.
Kick open again? Yeah, kicking works every time.
The first floor. This is the first time we've been here.
That big door. If we can see what's in there, we'll figure something out.
Okay.
A power.
Oh my goodness.
A power. An iron.
Tackle it. I want to do the domino thing.
Ready? Whoa!
Hey. I knew we were going to do it eventually.
This Somnium is awfully dangerous.
Hey, that door. Maybe we can open that one now. Check it out.
I said 1
A
minute.
rust-
Hurry.
Shucks.
A power.
Yeah. This one's like a puzzle if you want to do it in the amount of time. I needed an
rusted
extra
mold.
1 cent one, but I don't have it. Oh well.
I'm going to.
Yes. Yep. Okay. So it's the same person who did it, who's responsible for everything in this time limit, or this timeline. And I'm guessing it's the OG Cyclops killer. Now, is it boss in each one?
That's... Iba, return to the control room on the 3rd floor.
At once.
What are we gonna see? What are we gonna see? I see the blue figure. Yep. Yep. See, it's the OG. But how is he doing this? Okay. So, the sinker doesn't lose their eye?
What the hell is going on?
Date, what are you doing? 6 minutes are up.
Wait! Hitomi is...
Date, you can't go any longer. Force shutdown.
No!
Careful, Date. We know what could happen. So somehow one of the people doesn't lose their eye. Only one person loses their eye? Which so So the Sinky, not the Sinker, the Sinky doesn't lose their eyes for some reason? But that doesn't match with what we had to do. We had to take out Iris' eye to sync with her. How is it that... Because, okay, so look, I'm just trying to think this through. So, Renju was not Renju when he killed Shokuro Nadami. It was someone else, right? So someone had to sync with him, and I guess so. It's either Shoko Nadami or the original Cyclops killer, and the original Cyclops killer is in Fuchu prison, right? Is it going to be Shoko Nadami who's the ultimate big bad? Because shouldn't both of them lose their eye when they sync? What's there's something I'm missing here. So I guess the chain of events could be something like Shoko switched with Renju, killed Renju in Shoko. Renju swapped with, or excuse me. Oh gosh, this is so. Shoko swapped with Renju, then killed Renju in Shoko's body. Shoko swapped with Iris, killed Iris in Renju's body. Shoko swapped with So, killed So in Iris's body. Shoko swapped with Boss, killed Boss in So's body. That's thinking it's Shoko in the beginning. For some reason, I feel like making Shoko the evil one is kind of weird. I want it to be like the original Cyclops killer, but then the question is, why doesn't 89 have his eye missing? And there's something I'm not getting, because I feel like they should all be losing their eyes, but they're not. Only one of them's losing their eye. Why is that?
I took a look around your head, and I discovered something. Something about the new Cyclops serial killings. Apart from Ota, there are 4 victims. Shoko Nadami, Renju Okiura, Iris Sagan, and So Sejima. Who was responsible for these murders? Shoko was stabbed by Renju with an ice pick. Renju was strangled to death by Iris. So cut open Iris's body, but who shot So? It was you. In other words, all of these murders were committed by different people. There wasn't just one killer. That's how it looks on the surface, anyway. But that's not the truth, is it? There's only one culprit.
Yep.
One person.
It's either Shoko or original Cyclops killer.
And that person is...
Well, it's you.
Yes. You. The person in front of me right now.
You're blaming the commander of Abyss for this?
No, I'm not.
No, not Boss. The person inside Boss's head.
Can you at least try to make sense?
All right, I'll explain. You know about the abandoned chemical plant in Kawasaki? There's a prototype sync machine there.
Wait. Wait a second. Oh, we saw it. We saw it in the Somnium just now. We did. We saw it with Hitomi and Boss and the thing. Yes, okay. I was gonna say, how does Date know that?
You use that device to swap around bodies one by one.
But how do you know that? Were we told? We weren't told that in this timeline.
In other words, the entire egg ends up being replaced. Mind, consciousness, memory, they are traded. Switched.
I don't know where it started, but at some point, you got into Shoko's brain.
Okay, so it's the original Cyclops killer.
Then, you got into Renju's. And got rid of Shoko's body.
Okay.
After Renju was Iris. You strangled Renju using Iris.
So I did say pretty early on. I said like I think it's. Oh, he's not on here yet. Saito Sejima. I think that's the culprit. I think it's pretty much confirmed now.
After that, into So. Who you used to kill Iris and Ota at the cold storage warehouse. Now, you're in Boss's body, inside her head.
I see. If you know that much, then I have nothing left to hide. Yes, I am the culprit behind the new Cyclops serial killings. I guess you can call me the new Cyclops killer.
Who the hell are you?
Saito.
Hey!
Saito Sejima.
There we go.
Congressman Sejima's son.
What?
I researched Saito thoroughly, but I cannot find any images of him on the internet.
You're in his head, Iba.
He is listed on the family register, but I cannot find any photographs.
That was me.
You imitate her well. From the way you talked and your body language, it was like the real Iris. Earlier, too. You almost had me fooled. Your imitation of Boss was perfect.
Yes, there's a reason for that. Let me define some terms first. A person's memory and sense of self. Let's call that personality. It isn't quite the right word, but it'll suffice. Now, transferring that personality into someone else's brain, let's call that parasitism. The one transferring is the parasite. The one being transferred into is the host. Are you with me so far? Moving on. Even after the personality exchange is complete, the host's memory isn't completely lost. About 1% remains in the brain. So, a parasite could use that 1% to imitate the language and behavior of the host. That's how I knew about the warehouse and Sunfish Pocket, by the way. Thanks to Renju and Iris's remaining memories. I'm telling you, it was me. Why are you making me repeat myself?
That means the Somnium I entered on Sunday.
Was the OG Cyclops killer.
That's right. It was me.
So it was folly to even consider to think that she saw it, because she didn't see it. Something else was troubling me.
What's going on here?
Because it's you, Date.
Before I do, there's something I want to hear from you. How did you know about the prototype sync machine? And not only that, you also seem to know what the sync machine is truly capable of.
Yeah, well, he saw the prototype sync machine in your Somnium just now. It was when that one last door opened, and it was Boss holding Hitomi, and the prototype sync machine was behind her. But the other thing, I don't think Date was told that this time around.
Why is that?
That's...
Regaining your memories, are you?
Oh, here it is.
Human memory is fractal. If you retain even a single piece of it, it's possible to recreate the whole thing. Pieces of memories are like roots that grow into every corner of the brain, gradually, slowly, taking its time. I imagine the same thing is happening in your brain right now.
A fractal is a figure with self-similarity. Allow me to explain. See this? Whichever fragment you cut, you will see a similar shape. The whole is made up of its similar parts. This is called a fractal figure. Memories in the brain are similar. That is what he is explaining. He is claiming that from a few pieces, you can rebuild the memory.
I knew about the prototype from regaining my memory. Is that right? No, that's not it.
Parallel worlds exist.
What, are you telling me? Are you gonna actually try and explain this? The reason why there's all this? Okay, keep going.
Fine. I still have time.
Time?
You'll see. So, where do you want me to start?
It's just past midnight on Tuesday. Shoko was killed on Friday. If we think that is day 1 and day 5, and today is day 5, what was Saito doing those days? I decided to ask him. Let's start at the beginning. Let's hear it.
Like you guessed, my personality was in Shoko, Renju's ex-wife.
Okay, how?
That made calling Renju easy.
Yeah, but how'd you get in there?
I need to talk to you about something. He came over without question. I think it was around 4 p.m. I had him meet me at the chemical plant. I made Renju go to sleep. Synced. Switched personalities. And then stabbed Shoko's discarded body with an ice pick. I took Shoko to Bloom Park by car.
So that means the Renju over here is all the OG. And who's 89? Surely not Shoko. Because if it's Shoko...
Using the old abandoned subway line. Must have been around 8 p.m. by the time I was finished. I tied up Shoko to one of the merry-go-round horses.
Where does the phone come in to this?
After that, I used Renju's phone to send a Nile message to Mizuki.
Why? Mizuki Daddy's caught up in something serious.
Then, I just waited for Mizuki to arrive.
Why? Why'd you do that?
Until next Saturday evening, my personality was inside Renju. My next target was Iris. I knew she would be suspicious if I asked her to come to Kawasaki, so I asked her to come to Sunfish Pocket first. I called her a little before 5 p.m., and she arrived just after 6. I greeted her, then convinced her to come with me. That's when Ota saw us. Anyway, I put her in the car, then headed to the chemical plant.
And what's the motive behind all this?
On the way, I made her take a sleeping pill. I knew she might run once she saw where we were going. It was around 7 p.m. when I got there, and I wasted no time switching bodies. After getting Iris's body, I used a rolled-up apron to strangle Renju to death. Then I put his body in an empty oil drum I'd prepared earlier. I put that in the trunk of the car, then headed to Sunfish Pocket. But then, something I didn't anticipate happened. Waiting for the signal in Akiba, someone knocked on the window of the car. It was Ota. He asked me something about being able to drive.
Wait. Waiting for the signal in Akiba? So are you working with someone or for someone?
He was surprised, to say the least. I didn't have time to waste on him, but I couldn't risk him finding the oil drum in the trunk. Plus, if word got around that Renji's car was spotted driving around Akiba, that would foil my plans. So, I came up with a lie. I told him that I didn't have a license, so he had to keep it a secret. That's what that thing referred to
Yes,
in Ota's Nile messages, by the way.
We already know that.
And just like that, I managed to escape a bad situation and headed to Sunfish Pocket as planned. The rest went exactly as you already figured out.
Look, all I want to know is, I get it. I get the sequence of events now, but how'd you get into Shoko? Who's in 89? And why are you allowed... Why can't you miss... Why are you allowed to keep the eye in the other person?
Sunday morning, I had a recording or some such thing scheduled. Oh, I am, of course, referring to Iris. I didn't want to draw suspicion, so I decided to attend, as planned. I went to Lemniscate and performed my job, and when I left, I ran into you, Date.
Yes.
To be honest, I was a little surprised. Just the previous night, I was a parasite in the body of Renju. I didn't think Ota had seen me. So, of course, I didn't expect to see you there so soon. You were on to me, but there was nothing I could do about that. If I ran, it would only increase your suspicion. So I decided to play my role. The interrogation began around 8:20 p.m., is that right? Then you synced into my mind. But you didn't get what you were looking for, did you? As a result, you had no choice but to release me. I didn't want to go home right away. I knew there might be police waiting for me. That would make it difficult to sneak out at night. And that would put my plan in jeopardy. So I asked you to take me to Marble. I tried to find an opportunity to run, but then another unexpected event occurred. I got a Nile message from Ota. I knew I could use him. So I told him I needed his help and to meet me at Marble.
Yes.
He did as I instructed him to do. After that, I got into the van with Ota, but because his presence was unnecessary, I asked him to stop at a convenience store to buy me something to drink. When he was gone, I took his car and drove to my parents' house where I used to live. Yes, the Sejima residence. Of course, I knew I couldn't just walk up and ring the doorbell. Hello, Father, it's been a long time. I was also in Iris's body at the time. But I thought I could use that to my advantage. So I pushed on the intercom and sure enough, my dad invited me inside. I told him this: I want you to come with me. There's something I need to show you. He was quiet for a while, but eventually agreed and got
I'm
into
sure
the van with me.
he did because, you know, reminded of Monica.
We arrived at the prototype sync machine around 11:50 p.m. By the time I was in the body of Sosejima, it was a new day. There isn't much to talk about on Monday. Before noon, I used my old man's body to call this one Boss. You might not know this, but she and my father go back about 6 years. The two shared a terrible secret.
Oh, do they? And I'm guessing it's about what happened with you and 89.
Hinting at that was enough to get the boss to come running to me immediately.
I should say between Date and... Between Sejima... Dang it. Between Saito and Falco. That secret, I think.
I injected her with a sedative, then brought her body to the chemical plant. I synced with her, exchanged our bodies.
But why did you make that recording?
And after blowing my father's brains out, I cut his body into pieces.
Was it just to like try to put a cap on this, make her the killer, and then swap out later with someone else too, or what?
I stuffed the meat into a vase I'd brought earlier, then drove back to my house.
You planned all that, huh?
This was yesterday, early Monday morning, past midnight. In my new body, I drugged Iris, put her in the van, and drove to a new location. Okiura Fishery Cold Storage Warehouse. I arrived around 1, then prepared for the show for a couple hours. Of course, when I say show, I mean dismembering Iris. Because of the temperature in the warehouse, it took longer than I expected to prepare, but... well, you saw it in the video. Of course, I didn't anticipate Ota would show up.
So you're saying you were... That's weird. In the Somnium it was so. You're saying you were in Boss.
What does that make it? 3 times that brat has showed up unexpectedly? That annoyed me to no end, and I took that out on him.
I'm confused now. I thought you said... As much as Monday. 6 years ago, yeah. But I thought... I'm confused. Early Monday morning, I guess. Oh, dang it. Did I do this in the right order? Yeah, 3 and 4. 2, 3, 4.
Dressing him up in the polar bear was an impromptu plan on my part. I didn't mean to make you think he was the killer. I just wanted to throw a wrench into the investigation. Didn't matter if you found out or not. This all happened Monday morning. I left the warehouse around 3:30 a.m.
Saito spoke with grace and no sign of remorse. I was trying to keep my anger from boiling over and kept asking him questions. Yeah, tell me about this.
You know all about the prototype sync machine, don't you? That should explain it.
I knew. Prototype machine different from the one at Abyss in a few key ways. Okay, here we go. The machine at Abyss is more sophisticated. Nano cables from sync gear enter through the gap between the eyeball and the socket. Then they travel down the optic nerve to canal into the brain. But the prototype sync machine isn't so advanced. To perform a sync, you need to remove the left eye manually. The subject and syncer, yes, so have to remove their eye from the socket. Otherwise, the cables cannot enter the brain. Of course, even with the eye removed, severing the connection to the brain isn't necessary. The extracted eyeball still has a yes. So after the sync, the eye is supposed to be replaced back in the socket. It's supposed to be safe. Side effects are rare, unless the nerve or blood vessels are damaged. Yeah, so that's the story that Oda gave us. Yeah. Or Iba told us. But so you just did that. For why?
Of course I don't really care about eyes. I don't need them.
So you just ripped him out for the hell of it.
All I cared about was exchanging bodies with the sync. And for that, I needed to remove the left eye.
So hang on.
Why didn't you just put the eyes back when you were done?
Well, because she was gonna kill him, or he was gonna kill him anyway.
That's obvious. Once I was finished transferring into a new body, the old one was of no concern to me. Why would I bother replacing the eye?
So you're just cruel and evil.
I was just going to get rid of it anyway.
So, question. Date. Well, hang on. On this one, here. Did you when you pull out I'm no doctor, and I've never had to pull someone's eye out or seen someone's eye get dislocated, so I don't know. If your eye pops out, does it bleed a little? Or does that only happen if you rip it out completely? Because I mean, I guess it could be Date was panicking and wanted to get done quickly, so maybe he ripped out the whole eye? Or maybe if you just dislocate it, there's some blood and then they just cleaned it up later or something. Okay, so I guess that answers that question. Fair enough. Got it. Oh, you ate them. Oh, you sicko.
Shoko's is in Renju. Renju's is in Iris. Iris's is in Dad. Dad's is in Boss. Their stomachs, I mean.
You sick bastard.
Yes, I ate them. Immediately after exchanging personalities.
How horrible.
What's your motive? You're not gonna tell me, are you?
Homicide is my hobby. I have a tenacity for it. What can I say?
Oh, so there is no plan. You're just doing this, huh?
Of course, it was also necessary to make sure people kept their mouths shut. If I took over someone's body, they would know about my crimes. I couldn't risk them reporting me, so I killed them. It was also a matter of revenge. Against you.
Because we're Falco, and I guess we essentially, through our switch, we got you sent to prison. Is that it?
It's personal. That's why I chose people close to you as targets. Well, except for my father, of course. That was personal to me, but don't ask. It's embarrassing.
Revenge against me.
This series of murders was like a journey for me.
Oh, I just skipped some stuff. I just skipped some dialogue. I don't want to skip some dialogue here. Sorry, I don't want to miss something here. Wait, hang on. I'm gonna go for just a bit longer.
I'm telling you. You...
Come on.
This was
Oh, I think that
Didn't matter if you
continue was for like continue day 3 or something. And that's why I got confused. Okay. Why didn't they resist?
The prototype sync machine has a special feature. It administers a strong dose of sedatives to the original body, and a stimulant to the host after a sync.
Really?
That kept them docile.
Why does it do that? Wouldn't it? You'd almost think you'd want it to be the other way around, wouldn't you?
To harass you. I wanted to bring out the hatred in you. That's why I called Mizuki to Bloom Park. That's why I streamed Iris's murder. Because they were important to you, weren't they? I wanted you to feel cornered, trapped. I wanted to punish you, Kaname Date.
Okay.
You know all about the prototype sync machine, don't you? That should explain it. Of course, I don't really care. Homicide is my... But don't...
Okay. Revenge against me. Here we go.
This series of murders was like a journey for me. You know, traveling through bodies to finally reach the end.
You probably want to take yours back, don't you? Just so I don't have to do that again.
That's the thing about traveling. You always wind up in the same place, don't you?
Yep. You wanna get back here.
Where do you think that is? Your home. A trip is only complete once you return home. The same goes for me. When I return home, my travels will come to an end. So I'll be needing it back. My body.
What?
You stole my body. You took it from me 6 years ago. That's why I want revenge.
What are you talking about?
You have no idea what it was like inside my own head. I miss it. I miss my brain, Date. No matter how many people I killed, it never worked. I never felt happy. I feel miserable.
You mean?
He was born with a brain dysfunction. Due to damage to the posterior pituitary gland, he was unable to properly secrete oxytocin.
Oh, that's right. My old body. How are you finding it, Date?
Well, yeah.
That's what I've been telling you!
But I don't have the same oxytocin deficiency you did.
Because of drugs, probably.
That is because I regularly supplement it. They must have increased your dosage too much.
Yes. As
No, but
has been said many times.
the person who had this disorder was number 89, the original Cyclops killer.
It's the original Cyclops killer in '89.
That is what I believed as well, but we must have misunderstood. Pewter did not specify who exactly was imprisoned, only that one of the original culprits responsible was currently in prison.
That's strange. That would mean number 89 is the previous chairman, Rohan.
What?
That must be it.
What?
Rohan is a parasite inside number 89's brain.
I didn't guess this.
Pewter must have known that.
No way.
Now I'm confused. So Rohan is in... So where were you? I didn't understand any of it.
Let us determine the specifics using Saito as our starting point.
So you're saying 89 was in Rohan and Rohan committed suicide. Who was 89? No, but I thought we were 80. Ugh. Okay, keep going.
Whose brain was he in before Boss?
Sosajima.
And before So?
Iris. And before that, Renju.
And before that,
And
Shoko.
before that, Shoko.
And before Shoko?
Whose body were you in before Shoko?
I was a parasite inside Rohan's brain 6 years ago until last year.
You were in Rohan.
I'd lost most of my memories. I was a shell of a man. They housed me in a special hospital, but I still had those fragments of my mind left, just as I explained earlier. From a single piece, you can recreate the whole. I took my time, slowly regaining my memories. 1 year ago, I remembered everything. I left the hospital and immediately sought out Shoko Nadami. I got her body, and she was in Rohan's.
And she committed suicide then.
When she saw herself in the mirror, she lost her mind. She was confused, panicking, running up the emergency staircase, and then...
That's why Rohan committed suicide.
After that, I spent a year perfecting my plan, using Shoko's body. I spied on you all this time.
So you're saying Rohan is in 89? Or was in 89?
That's why I know everything about you. In there, in that body you are operating right now, in that skull, my personality lived there.
Wait, hold on. If what you're saying is true, what about my personality?
It was in Rohan.
I'm not Rohan!
Correct.
So it went... 89 went to Rohan, and then he went to Date.
It is just as he explained earlier. Number 89 was in Rohan's body. In other words,
You're 89.
That's...
Yeah.
I real?
Nihilistic number 89.
Sorry, but time's up. I want my body back. It's quite simple. Sync with me and stay inside my mind for more than 6 minutes.
And if I refuse?
I know that you won't. I know it.
Huh?
Because you captured Hitomi,
Dante,
right?
look! This is streaming live!
Well, crap.
Damn you!
If you give me back my body, I will give you the location. Oh, and of course, it isn't the chemical plant in the Kawasaki district.
Iba, where's the source?
it is being routed through numerous IPs. I cannot identify the source.
Computer, contact headquarters, now!
Got it!
Now, what will you do?
I guess we're gonna have to sync.
Will you agree to my request?
Oh. Well, I'm gonna leave you all on a cliffhanger. There he is. Fireworks. I think so. I think he did go into So during the one where he points a gun at Mizuki and says, "I'm gonna show you the best firework." What's NPO representative? Okay, next time I'll decide. Obey Saito? Oh man. Okay. This has been crazy and we'll probably talk a lot next time, okay? I just need to think over everything again. Now that I know the truth and exactly how everything works, I'm gonna try and go over everything that happened in my head, and then we'll get back to it, alright? So, have a good one, guys.